Salute to all the Patreon members. I want to thank you guys for your support and contributions made to the platform. Salute to all the viewers, all the subscribers, the new viewers. If you guys can do me a favor, please hit the subscription button, the like button, share this video, leave a comment, right? Um, and if you're watching the playback, I appreciate you guys. Currently, I'm out of town. I'm not home at the moment, so that's why I'm not on my computer, but I want to give you guys a quick tip, a piece of information, a piece of advice when it comes to traveling. Um, there are people out there that think traveling is very, very expensive. I mean, it can be pricey, and some people at their jobs or whatever their occupation is, their place of employment, whether it's at home, a home base, or they have to go to the job site, or they work in a warehouse, they work outside, whatever it is that they do for work. All right, and they have to check in somewhere at their jobs. They might have enough time saved up where they could take 2 weeks off, maybe even 1 week off, right? uh Maybe twice a year, 3 times a year. I know guys in certain places that have seniority, they're able to take off about a month a year, right? About 4 weeks a year. And some people look at it and say, hey, you know what? I would really like to go here, and I do have money saved up, but I don't want to spend the full 4,000, 5,000 to travel someplace. I like where my savings is sitting at right now. I like where my spending money is at in my bank account. I like where it's sitting at right now in my bank account. And so sometimes they might wait a little bit longer, or they end up never going. Okay. I want to give you guys a tip, right? And I'm sure you guys know this already. You don't have to pay your trip, the entirety of your trip, all up front. Okay. If you want to pay, let's say you want to go to Japan, right? Round trip. Let's say that's like a $1,500 round trip ticket for the week. Um, let's say you're gonna go for 7 days, maybe give you 8 days, an extra day there. To kind of get settled in, travel, however many days you have saved up, right? Let's say you take 8 days off. You want to go to Japan. Round trip ticket is about $1,500. The hotel is gonna run you, let's say, $150 a night. All right. So what is that? That's about 1,000. It's about a grand. So in total, it's $2,500. All right, and food and activities and things of that nature. Let's say you tack on an extra $1,500, so in total, it's going to be $4,000. Now, it's besides the spending money. Let's focus on the room and the flight and your taxi. You might pay a little bit extra money. That might be included in the what you call it. Some of these airlines, they have everything all included: the flight and the room, the hotel included, with car service to meet you at the airport. Right. So we're focusing on that part. That's about 25 to 100 to $3,000 right there. Instead of paying all that up front, that 2,500 to $3,000 up front, you could pay 250 or $300 up front. This is why a better alternative is using the app Affirm, AFFIRM. Now, there's other ones out there like Sezzle and Afterpay. Afterpay, they don't really give you that much spending. What do they call it? Spending credits, spending money, or whatever. So basically, what these apps do is, it's almost like a loan. It's like, okay, it's a small credit check, a soft credit check, right? It's a soft credit check, and then the app gives you spending money. Okay, your limit for the app might be $1,500, right? But in Affirm, if the app limit gives you $1,500 to, well, $1,500, $2,000, right? If you click on different individual stores that you're interested in, like let's say you go to Sony, you're in the cameras, you go to the Sony store, or let's say you're in the jewelry, right? And you go click on some of the more popular jewelry stores that are online. The jewelry store might say, hey, you know what, $2,000, $1,500 ain't shit. So with people such as your credit, we'll give you $8,000, spending credit with our store. Okay. Sony will give you $8,000 spending credit. Omega watches, I love Omega watches, right? One of your top tier brands in the watch industry. Just because the app gives you a $1,500, $2,000 credit limit or spending limit with the app, right? The individual store might give you more. I mentioned that earlier. So, my spending limit with Omega watches on Affirm is $12,000, right? If I wanted to get a $12,000 watch right now, I could get it, and more than likely, um, they'll put me on a payment plan. You got to pay about 10 to 15% up front, and then it's about 10% spread out throughout the year within 12 payments, right? It's 12 payments from the total amount plus interest. You pay a little bit more, you can pay down that interest, but roughly you'll know the monthly payments for a $12,000 watch should be $1,200 a month, right? So with these airlines, especially if they have that little flight and the hotel bundle included, and that, let's say that comes out to $2,000, $2,500, $3,000. Let's put it at $3,000, right? Besides spending all that up front, I mean that's not included with the spending money, and then you got to come back and you know sometimes your PTO doesn't really fully pay you, right? Um, I don't technically I don't get paid hourly, right? But at my hourly rate, um, if I were to take PTO, it'd be, and I were to take a week off, it'd be less than me actually working, right? So I don't like taking time off that much, but you know, if I do, right, um, I want to have a little bit of money to come back to, right? So spending $3,000, then spending money abroad, and then you come back and then you get your check and it's like, okay, for me it'd be less than me actually working. So it's like, damn, $4,000 for most people, that's a lot. It is a lot of money, no matter how much you look at it. And to come back and then you don't have a full check, it's kind of devastating. So with Affirm, type in your favorite airline, right? That'll take you to your destination. Get the hotel and flight package with the car service, right? And then, it'll say pay through Affirm. And let's say it comes out to like $3,000, wherever you want to go, right? More than likely they're gonna ask you to pay like 10, 15% up front. So $300 to $400 up front. That's not too bad, right? You pay $300 to $400 up front, you agree to the terms and conditions, and they'll lay out your payment plan right then and there in front of you. So they'll say, hey, okay, with this right here, you've been approved for this, that, and the third. Well, you're already approved for your spending limit before you even put anything in the cart at the store. So when you type in on Affirm a store or an airline that you're looking for, the screen is going to pop up. You click on it, and then a different screen in Affirm is going to pop up, and you're going to see a little loading symbol that goes in a circle. And then after a few seconds, it'll pop up with the spending power you have through that airline. Let's say it says $8,000. Like, cool, I don't need $8,000. What I only need is three. So pick your flight, hotel, car service, um, go to checkout, click on Affirm, and then Affirm is going to ask you to pay at least 10 to 15% up front. Then it's going to have different payment plans. So it might say Okay, this is a 4-month payment plan. This is a 6-month payment plan. This is a 12-month payment plan. And let's say you want to pick the 12-month payment plan. More than likely, your payments are going to come out to like, for $3,000, it might come out to like $350 a month. All right. And more than likely, I know you guys are working hard out there. You could probably pay that off much sooner than a year. But this is just a different alternative for guys who want to travel, right? They want to get out there, they want to explore, they want to use their passports, and they do have the money, but hey, you know what? $3,000, it might break the bank. It might be a little bit too much. $4,000 is kind of steep. You don't have to pay that up front. Now, you do have a monthly plan, a monthly payment plan. If you can afford to pay an extra $300 to $400 a month to pay that off, then by all means do so. But that's just a different alternative than paying all that money up front, right? Pay a little bit, enjoy your time, use your spending money, and then think about that when you get back, right? Go over there and see your lady. Go over there and explore. Go over there and enjoy Paris. I have my eyes either on Europe or the Middle East, for later on this year. I'm thinking about Qatar or Dubai, right? Um, of course, you're not really gonna. I don't know. I haven't been over there. It's illegal to get it in with women that you're not married to, but shit, I want to go over there and take some really, really nice photos. All right, so Dubai, Qatar, man, that'll be dope, and I could use a firm. Sezzle, for me, Sezzle, they gave me like 1,200, and for most places that I want to go to, that 1,200 isn't going to cover it. Right, just it's not even going to cover the flight. A firm is much better. Sezzle is like for small purchases. Um, like let me get a Nintendo Switch, right? Boom, and they usually have you pay everything within a month. Actually, within 2 months. Okay, it's broken down within four payments every 2 weeks. All right, so that's where we're at right now. And that's the lovely thing, the beauty about technology and new age technology. We didn't really have this back then, years ago, early 2000s. If, let's say you didn't have the money for something, you didn't have all of it, you had to ask, or, you had to have credit, right? A trustable credit line. You had to ask for a loan. You know what I'm saying? And, um, a bank, especially if you're young, a bank is quick to tell you no. I was like, okay, yeah, your credit is good, but you don't really have credit history for us to be giving you anything to pay back. So, and if you got a cosigner come back now, it's just, hey, man, you've been doing your thing. We see you, and you know, through the app, we'll give you this much credit, but the individual stores will give you more. Now, why does the app give you a certain limit, a credit limit, and then other stores, individual stores, they'll give you more? The reason why is because, like, the app is saying, okay, we have some of these stores. Let's say there's stores that are interested in you. We just don't have that deal with them. We don't have that, we don't have that business deal with them to be, um, you know, to set the limit a little bit differently. If you go to like, I don't know, what's a good, let's say the Nintendo, I don't know, I'm just saying this off the top of my head, I don't know. Let's say you're in the video game, right? And, Sony, they're giving you $8,000 credit limit, but Nintendo Switch, they just don't have the deal with people to be like, hey, with each individual person, based on your history and this, that, and the third, we'll give you a lot more than that. Giving you, maybe they don't have that deal. Maybe it's like whatever you set for them, that's what they can get through us. Not that adjust for anybody. Some stores don't have that deal with the app, right? They don't have that level of business with the app. So that is just all across the board. But certain stores are like, "Man, come on, what the hell is $1,200?" You know, like a jewelry store, they might say, you know, our stuff in 1,200. That's nothing. So if we want to be a part of this and we want business, and you know, we'll take people's business, and you know, we'll get the money. Right? It's a firm that they got to deal with if they don't pay on time. So um, it brings in more revenue to certain companies. People get what they want, get what they need, and you know, everybody's happy, and they make small monthly payments. Right? I've used the firm several times, and I usually like to pay all my stuff off early. You know, I think that, you know, it's almost damn near better than having a credit card, to tell you the truth. You're right, because some of these credit card companies, they're so stingy. They're like, you know, you might get a credit card and you start off, your limit is like 300, and they expand your credit whenever they feel like it. They don't, you don't apply for a credit extension and then they approve you. It's just, you know, just out the blue one day, like, hey, we expanded your credit on this credit card by extra $200, and it's like, oh, okay, all right, right. Whereas like a firm, man, and then, you know, you can have like, you know, if you're able to afford it, and let's say there's two stores on there, right, and they're giving you a credit limit of $8,000 a piece, right? Some stores would be like, okay, you took out, you know, you made a big purchase with this store, so I'm going to lower the credit on this third store. We'll still give you credit, but it ain't going to be as much. Your full limit, you know, if you pay that off, then we'll give you the full limit over here. And you know, that's how it works. You know, they're just not going to let you just take out as much as you want from every store like that. So that's just a different alternative for people that either they got it and they just want to spend a little bit up front, and you know, just kind of, you know, pay that down over a course of time, and then use most of the money they have to uh, you know, to kind of use it to enjoy their time spending money while they're traveling. Or, you know, for people who probably don't have it all, but they got enough to put down for the 10, 15%, a little bit of money for spending, and they'll worry about it later. You know, that's for you. So that's a different alternative if you didn't know. So, you know, check out a firm, and also check out Sezzle for, um, you know, small purchases, but a firm, AFFIRM. I'm not gonna lie, that's a great app. All right. So if you don't know, now you know. All right. Because I'm thinking about using a firm for my trip to Qatar. And, you know, I have IHGs. If you don't know IHG, it's these like hotel groups, international hotel groups that, um, you know, under this brand, where it's like, okay, if you book anything through IHG and you make an account, it builds up your points, right? I'm at uh I'm at platinum status now, but I'm on my way to diamond. So soon enough, like, if I want to go to Qatar, if I want to go to Japan, and I book any one of those IHG hotels, depending on how much the points would cost with my points that I have over at, you know, and in each hotel, you know, in each city, each country, each state, the point varies, you know, how many points you could use to get a free night with that hotel. So I damn near got enough points now where it's like I could book a whole week in Japan for free, right? So I don't need a firm for, uh, you know, to book a flight to Japan, you know, with the hotel. I could just, you know, worry about the flight, right? And if you got it like that, man, you know, bump yourself up to business class, bump yourself up to, you know, Try out business class. I don't know if y'all might get enough credit for first class, but business class, check that out. See what it feels like, especially for those long flights that are 12, 15, 24, 28 hours. You know, you deserve to you work so hard, you deserve to not only travel but to ride business. All right, so check that out. If you didn't know, uh download the app and see what you find on there. All right. um I'm over and I'm out. You guys take care. I'll see you guys on the next live stream. Peace.